So a lot of you know I did like a top 20 favorite directors at one time on my channel, and I actually left this director out because put him in the honorable mentions, but I think he's had a lot of hits and a lot of misses too. But I want to rank my 10 favorite Richard Linklater films. So I'm really excited about this. I think he's had some really good films. It seems like Richard Linklater, he's released a lot of films that have gone like into like art house theaters. And they haven't made any money, a lot of them, but he's made some really great ones. So really excited here. But please leave in the comments. Let me know your favorite top 10 or your top 5 Linklater films. I'm going to leave like 2 honorable mentions in the comments after this. So I'm not going to actually mention any of those films, but really excited to do this one. Okay, so at number 10, this one's actually from 2006. It's based on a novel from Philip K. Dick, which is from 1977, but the movie is A Scanner Darkly. This is really interesting. In the 2000s, he did like 2 films during this decade where he filmed real actors and then he replaced it with animation. It was kind of a thing in that decade, but this one's starring Keanu Reeves as Robert Downey Jr., Woody Harrelson, Winona Ryder's in this as well. But really interesting. I wish that this one were released on Blu-ray. I think it is available. I actually have 2 in my top 10 are actually still on DVD. I would like to upgrade these 2. Okay, so number 9, this one's actually from 2016, so it's one of the newer ones. The movie is Everybody Wants Some. This one's based on a Van Halen song. It actually has the explanation points at the end, just like the song. But this one's kind of like, it's sort of like the college version of one of his better films that he released later that I'll have later on my list here. But this one's, that one was based on a high school film, and this one's based on a college. But it has an interesting, really young cast in this. It has Blake Jenner, Zoe Deutsch, Glenn Powell's in this movie. I forgot he was even in this. He's become a big star now, and has Wyatt Russell. He's the son of Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn. This one's really fun though. It's based on, it has like baseball in it and stuff like that. And Wyatt Russell's character is really kind of strange in the movie, but that was the first time I had ever seen him in a movie. But this one's a lot of fun. All right, so number 8, this one's from 2011. The movie is Bernie. This one's I think this one's really overlooked in his filmography. Starring Jack Black, Shirley MacLaine, Matthew McConaughey. They're all on the cover here, but I think one kind of issue with this movie is that he used a lot of non-actors, non-professional actors in the movie. Like it has, basically it's a comedy, kind of a dark comedy, but maybe that's the one part that's kind of maybe kind of puts people off a little bit. But I think Jack Black is really good in this movie. Okay, so number 7, this one's actually from the Criterion Collection. It's Spy Number 247. It's from 1991. The movie is Slacker. This one's, if you know Kevin Smith, he said he basically got an inspiration to do Clerks because of this movie. So without Richard Linklater in this movie, you wouldn't see Clerks. So this one's actually, it basically has a lot of non-professional actors in the movie. One is Teresa Taylor. She's the female that's on the cover here. If you know that the scene with she has this interesting part like based on like Madonna that she has in the movie, but it's really strange. Like the actors are it's really basic. It sounds like they're kind of making things up as they go along, sort of. And it's all, a lot of it looks like it's based on like one shot basically, where they're going from real locations and kind of walking around the city. I think it might be based in like Austin, Texas, possibly. Okay, so number 6, this one's actually another one from the Criterion Collection. So Spy Number 839. It's from 2014. And the movie is Boyhood. This one's another really interesting idea. It's basically it has some real actors in it. It has Patricia Arquette and Ethan Hawke. It has Eller Coltrane and actually Lorelei Linklater. It's actually Linklater's daughters in this movie as well. But it's the concept's really great in this movie, where they've got these main cast members, and he basically filmed like 15 to 20 minutes. I think for like 11 years, he like filmed these characters, and the kids. Obviously they were young kids when the movie started, and then they got a lot older as time went on. So to get that kind of commitment from a cast is really extraordinary. So I think the movie kind of lets off a little bit, maybe the last 45 minutes. It goes a little bit too long. Okay, so number 5, this one's actually from 2001. This is another one I think was shown in art house theaters at the time, and probably wasn't a great time to release this movie. It was like in October of 2001, so if you know what happened in the world, it probably wasn't a great time. But the movie is Waking Life. This was another one that's where they filmed like real actors and they replaced it with animation. So like 2001, 2006, it was just kind of a thing that people were kind of doing at the time. And this one's has a Wiley Wiggins. If you know, there's another movie I have later on my list. He was one of the kids in that movie. It has Ethan Hawke, Julie Delpy. Both of them show up in another film I'm going to talk about later. Adam Goldberg, Nicky Katt. A lot of people that were in one of the big movies that I have later on. But yeah, like I said, that this one's an interesting idea. I wish I would get this one on Blu-ray as well. I think it is available. Okay, so number 4, this one's actually from 2023, and I don't have this one in my collection because I think it's a Netflix release, and I think it's only, you can probably get like a bootleg of it, but I don't think you can actually get an official release. But the movie is called Hitman. This one's starring Glenn Powell. Obviously, you've seen Top Gun Maverick. He played Hangman in that movie. It has Andrea Ordrona. If you've seen the movie Blink Twice, she was in that one. It has a guy named Austin Emilio. Yeah, if you've ever seen like Walking Dead or Fear of the Walking Dead, he plays a character in that movie, that TV show. But this one's a lot of fun though. This was a kind of a basic like comedy. If you haven't seen Richard Linklater do a lot of comedies recently, maybe Everybody Wants Some, maybe the last one he did probably. But this one's a lot of fun though. If you have Netflix, definitely check it out. Okay, this one's actually a cheat. This one's Spine number 856 from the Criterion Collection, and I'm talking about the Before trilogy. This one's a lot of fun. I actually saw these 3 movies in the theater. It's basically, it's 3 films here. It has Before Sunrise, Before Sunset, and Before Midnight. Those are based on the years 1995, 2004, and 2013. And if you know these films, it's actually starring Ethan Hawke and Julie Delpy. And basically, I've always liked Before Sunset the most, the second one. Like anytime in a trilogy, it seems to be the second one usually tends to be the most fun a lot of times. But this one's basically I like Before Sunrise quite a bit. That's the first one. I think a lot of people, that's probably their favorite. But I think Before Midnight is the one that if you know that film, they're basically arguing throughout the film. The whole thing. A lot of the fun's taken out of it. I think a lot of people like that one a lot because of the dramatic kind of aspect to it. But for me, the middle one's always the most fun. It's where they're kind of on the move a lot more. I think it's a shorter film. Okay, so number 2, this one's from 2003. The movie is School of Rock. This one's a lot of fun. And, starring Jack Black as Joan Cusack. She's John Cusack's sister. Sarah Silverman's in the movie. Mike White. This one's a lot of fun though. It's Jack Black. He's kind of becomes like a teacher, and he's teaching kids and stuff about like music and kind of thing. If you ever seen this one, I think it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of great music in this movie as well. Like the Led Zeppelin song that's in the movie, the Immigrant Song. Really a lot of fun. Just to me, I love the ending to this movie as well. So I think it's probably the most pure and stuff you can watch with kids. I don't think there's a lot of bad language in the movie necessarily, but I think Jack Black's really great in the movie. Okay, so finally, I obviously had to put this one at number 1 from 1993, Spy number 336. The movie is Dazed and Confused. This one has a great young cast. It has Jason London. Obviously, he has a twin brother, Mila Jovovich. This is the first film I had ever seen her in. Parker Posey. Matthew McConaughey, obviously this one really made him a star. I think this may have been his first film. As Ben Affleck, he plays a really bad character in this movie, but kind of a villain in the movie. A lot of fun though. It's just these kids, I think it takes place in 1976, and these kids are finishing up like elementary school or middle school, and they're going into high school, and it's just this whole ritual of how the older kids pick on the young kids and that kind of thing. And it has a great soundtrack. There's actually like 2 soundtracks to this movie. It's like Dazed and Confused and more Dazed and Confused, but so much fun. It's the first Linklater film I had ever seen. It's what really made him a star, and I think it's kind of what he's kind of been living off the coattails of this movie for a long time. I think I think without this movie, he wouldn't have a career, and obviously people wouldn't think that he could pull off magic every movie basically if it weren't for this one. But still a lot of fun. You can get this one on Blu-ray and 4K, and I think you can still get it on DVD through the Criterion Collection. It's a must-own in my opinion. Okay, everybody, so I really appreciate watching this video. Please leave in the comments, let me know your favorite Linklater films. Let me know some of the ones you don't like. Let me know some of the ones I left off of my list. Obviously, check out my honorable mentions. You'll see the 2 that I'm kind of thinking about putting on there. Please, if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please consider doing that. And please put a thumbs up on this video, and everybody have a great one.